Da 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 dun 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 dun. Okay, enough. It's quite a morning here on Mornings with cBas. It is approaching 7 a.m. on the west coast of the United States. It is approaching 3 p.m. GMT. I guess that would be 1500 GMT. We don't say 3 p.m. We just say the military time GMT. Okay, fine. Sorry, adjusting the old tripod here because, as I said yesterday, I'm still getting. I'm trying to find the place where I can put the camera and be laying down, because to sit up causes me pain in the old cancer area. And I have all kinds of breaking news to tell you about that, by the way, because the crowdfunding thing, I'm probably going to be weepy before this is over. Just fair warning. And as a result of that, I'm going to try and make sure I cut it short and keep it to 15 minutes today. So I'm only going to talk till about 8:15 or so my time. Sorry, 7:15 my time. And I'm just going to try and talk from the heart, because what's happening is very overwhelming. Okay, I've been dealing with cancer. I've been fighting cancer. I've been dealing with the insurance company and wrestling with the insurance company, who's been mostly good to me up until now. I didn't want to name or vilify the insurance company. And those of you who know cBas know I am ready to name and vilify everyone who's wronged me. Sometimes prematurely, some would say, and fairly so. Yeah, I've learned a lot about myself the past few years. But we're not going to get too morose, because this is a very happy occasion. What my friends did was that they took this little movie I made, which I showed yesterday here on the little stream of consciousness show. That's what that should be. This should be like the stream of consciousness stream, although I bet that's taken. It's brilliant. If it's not taken already, TM and C circle, because the stream of consciousness stream is a pretty good podcast name, I think. Okay. This is not bad. Sitting back up against the wall here. I don't like my hair looking ratty like that, but I tie it back for the Chinese English classes, and then I just kind of, I throw on an ASU hockey jersey and I kick it. My friends came through. The crowdfunding is not all the way to the goal yet, but I have more money than the actual appointment costs, because I was also trying to get some travel money, to get up there, because it's far from where I am. And it looks like it's going to happen within days. As I said, I put it up kind of unofficially for a week. The website was ready. The crowdfunding site was ready, but my sort of emotionally, tugging at your heartstrings teaser movie was not ready. And I did not. I mean, I actually toyed with the idea of announcing first and then putting the movie up later. But I sort of sought advice of people smarter than me, and the people smarter than me suggested that I kind of try and do it all at once. And I kind of thought I even had a reason for not doing it that way, but I opted to go with the person who's smarter than me, because I usually don't get steered wrong when I do that. So yeah, I'm not at 2,500 for the crowdfunding yet, but I'm about $350 away from it. I woke up overnight. I actually woke up and dove straight into technical problems with my English classes online, and so I was trying to struggle with that, and it was a little tough. I keep telling myself, as much effort as I'm putting into these classes for the Chinese kids, and as much as I love it, the truth is the money is very low, and I'm putting out more effort than I think is warranted, except that it's a new job, and I really want to try and impress them and do well. Because I want to, I'm interested in keeping my jobs. I really want it to go on for as indefinitely as possible, as long as I can live, I mean, I don't know if I have a 5 or 20-year life expectancy at this point. I have no idea. I don't think anybody does, because what I have is so rare. When it's melanoma, that's less rare, and they know how much longer on average people will live. They might tell you 2 to 5 years for melanoma, which means, from I think the time you're diagnosed, because you don't know how long the cancer is, how far along the disease is when you first get it diagnosed necessarily. So depending on how far along it is and how accurate the diagnosis is and stuff like that, you might live 2 years after being told you have melanoma. You might live 5, and unless they can find a way of solving it, or destroying it, it may kill you. And I guess that's what is going on with me, is that I may end up having not melanoma, but a disease that could kill me if not treated. Well, we're treating it. We're working on it. And I feel like I'm just completely blathering. But the point was that, nobody really knows how long I can live. Theoretically, purely theoretically, if I were to keep fighting and keep destroying it successfully, I think I could go on another 20 years, theoretically. No doctor told me that. No doctor told me that. And I haven't really had the balls to sort of step up and be like, look, how long will, ballpark it. I feel like that's like entrapment of the doctor. I really respect these doctors who are working on me. They're caring for me in very good ways. And I don't want to put them on the spot like that. As much as it may be a fair question, honestly, and the other side of that coin is the fair answer may well be no fucking idea, dude. Seriously. So, just try to be as upbeat as I can. I don't feel bad most of the time. If I'm sitting back like this, I feel okay. When I'm standing, I'm actually in pain a lot of the time. So it's going to make Disneyland next week a real interesting experience. And I don't want it to seem like, hey, I'm going to Disneyland now that my crowdfunding is going, because that's not what it's like. The crowdfunding is still percolating and the money's taking a while to get to me. This is a trip that a friend was going on and said, hey, come sleep on my hotel room floor like we used to. And another friend actually has the kind of admission that lets her get pet friends in free. So I'm getting free into Disneyland because I have one friend, actually a friend of a friend, with the free admission. And then I am getting to go without having to spend money on a hotel. I just have to pay for the flight. And it's one of those weird things. This is completely diverting from the cancer. This flight, I booked it last week, and it's taking a whole long time to get through. It's showing up in my bank account as gone. The money's gone, but I don't have an email confirmation or my flight number yet. I totally need to call fucking Southwest today. And I didn't realize that until I said it out loud to you. But, circling back to the breaking news, as much as I'm just, it's because I'm excited. It's because hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars has been donated to my sad affair, knowing that it may be a losing bet, kind of, knowing that there may be nothing they can do. It's a long shot going to this doctor, but he's the man as far as long shots are concerned. If anybody has, like I said in the video, if anybody has the energy and the fight in them, it's me. So we're gonna fucking do this, and it's gonna happen soon. I woke up and my email, Google does this thing where it's like you have an email from the same recipient, so it puts a number after it. I had from the crowdfunding recipient 16 emails from that in the overnight day, basically in the past 24 hours. 16 or 20. 20 different donations came in, having seen that video or just knowing that my funder was up officially and seeing it on Facebook or whatever. I don't know. This is the kind of thing I worry that could go viral, but it's the kind of thing that you want to go viral as a cancer patient. You'd love to have $2.5 million in your crowdfunding thing to be able to go to the finest sarcoma doctor in the universe. As it is, I feel like I'm kind of already doing that with the $2,000 crowdfunder that I've already hit. So yeah, I still cannot book the appointment until I have the money. And the way the payout works, it's interesting if you are into this. I selected weekly. You can select, I think, monthly or daily, and I think how much if you get a daily payout, I think they take more of a chunk. If you pay monthly, you wait longer to get the money, but then they take less of a chunk. I went for weekly to kind of split the difference. It's not a big chunk that they keep as it is. And so just today, I had a direct deposit from the people who were in on it last week and donated last week. The money that those people donated a week ago is already in my bank account. The money that people have donated the past couple days will come in, I guess, next Tuesday. Today's Tuesday. It will be in 7 days from today. And then I already emailed the cancer center. I'm like, hey guys, did I tell you? I guess I didn't tell you, because this happened after I recorded this video. I think. Okay, I'll just tell you the story really fast. The Seattle cancer folks called me. They check on me every so often because they want me as their patient. You know, one could argue they just want my money, but I like to think it's because they kind of care and they heard about me and they think I'd be a good patient for Dr. Kramer or whatever. So it's like, okay, I like that they're calling on me. I still don't have the money, and I keep telling them I don't have it yet. But I did get to tell them I started a crowdfund, and because they called yesterday, I got to tell them I did this video to support my crowdfund, and I already have X amount of money. And they were like, "Oh my God, really? Are you serious?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm serious." And they're like, "Well, what's this video you made?" And I sent it to them. I sent my video. You know, the subject of the video is essentially them. Like, I'm trying to raise money to get to go see them. Like, and it's not just the doctor; it's the lady in the financial office, and it's, you know, the nurses and stuff there who kind of. I think my word has gotten out because of this movie I sent. I sent it to the lady who I talked to. Super cool, and she emailed me back a minute later. She's like, "I just watched it, and I have tears streaming down my face." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm thankful for your tears. You know, like I'm really grateful because it's very touching and it's very sweet." And you know, I don't think I said I was kind of going for that, but it kind of was. I was hoping to tug at a heartstring or two, frankly, because in a way, that's kind of, I guess, how you make people who there's a million crowdfunds out there any given day, and there's millions of people with a couple of dollars in their pocket. But how do I convince them to swing toward me just this once? You know, make me, whatever. How do I make them feel sorry enough to make them donate? And I guess the video worked in some ways. I didn't get a few people who I have no idea whose names they were, or there was a few were anonymous also, because you can donate anonymously. But there were a few people whose names I saw and did not recognize, don't know them. Friends of friends of friends, I guess, or just people who saw the thing. And then most of the emails I got were people who were friends of mine, whose names I know from Facebook or who, I've known for many years. And just, what do you even say? What words could, thank you, a million thank yous is not enough. A trillion thank yous is not enough. Like, it's just so touching to know. And I mean, I think a lot of my friends would say, in my own defense, that I'm, maybe worth it a little bit. I know I have my moments. If it makes any difference, I'm getting better at those bad sort of cBas flaws that are kind of so famous. Although I'll probably never overcome them, even if I kind of get over them now, I'll never live it down. My one friend said something, I think I said yesterday, she wrote about my my self-preservation filter or something like that. I mean, I don't have the greatest filter when it comes to self-preservation or something. And I was like, I don't know exactly what the phrasing was, but it does sound exactly like me, doesn't it? My other friend I talked to on the phone, he's like, yeah, I've never heard of you writing an angry email before. Yeah. I'm trying to get better at that. And, I mean, in a way, cancer, having like a disease that may kill you has a way of turning your ass around, to be honest. Like, that's not what woke me up in a lot of ways. I kind of have my finger on what turned my life around last year. Cancer was, in the top 5. Probably even in the top 3, but not number 1 or number 2. There were a couple things that happened last year that were huge in my life that I don't know, they set the foundation for what's going on now, and it's so good. It's like when George Costanza became the hand model on Seinfeld. He got this fucking job that lasted him 1 week, and then he burned his hands on an iron, and it was over. And then, by the way, we never saw his burned hands again, or saw that he couldn't use his hands. Like, it was just a fucking plot point. But I thought, just getting good. I just got a thing, and George Costanza had a thing. It's like, God's going to strike me dead now that I have a really good job or something, right? And well, I'm not struck dead yet. I'm not even suffering too bad. So we're going to see if I can't scoot my ass up to that specialist ASAP now that my friends have stepped up. And, I will try to express the gratitude over the following months, but I just wanted to let you guys know in the first day after the announcement that we're like 85, 90% of the way there. Within $300 more, and I'll be it. And if it goes over the top, not only do I plan to pay it forward, like donate to other crowdfunding from, I mean, and I've done that before, but like I totally plan to try and do the pay it forward thing. I feel like that's the very least I can do, especially if I'm given the chance to keep earning money and keep working as a teacher and keep having my small business and all these other things that are really just, I'm so, I wish they'd happened 25 years ago because it's so good. And like even setting up this crowdfunding thing, like I was able to use a lot of my new skills, setting up the website, making the personalized phone number, routing it to where it needs to go, setting up all the things that go along with those. The domain name, the registration, the website building, all of that stuff. There's a lot that goes into it. Making that movie, right? That was a pretty hardcore movie I made, and I like to think it looks really good and effortless. Like I didn't work that hard on it, but I busted my ass on it. And it's pretty much 98% of exactly what I wanted it to be, which most of my videos don't get that close to what I see in here. Anyway, it is now 15 after. I'm going to stop. I want to say thank you 100 million times to anyone who donated. I'm going to say thank you 1 million times to anybody who even looked at my movie or took the time or shared it, especially. The people who shared it, I feel like are underestimated because sharing opens it up to a whole other audience of people on your Facebook page, and maybe one of them will spend $10 on me. And if 5 of my friends have a random friend that doesn't know me and spend $10 on me, that's 50 extra bucks that I get to, send toward Dr. Cranmer. That much faster I get to go up there. It's mind-boggling. In one way, yes, of course, the technology is awesome, but in another way, to know that this many people think I'm worth saving, to put it in the way I put it in that video, because I do think I am worth saving, maybe not before, but now, like the new me, if you will, the one that woke up in the past 2 years and has sort of had a resurgence of love for life, right? My friends have seen it in me. Everybody knows why it happened, but it's getting really good. And thank you for being here. Just thank you for watching. And if you haven't shared or had a chance to see the video yet, I wish you would see the video at the very least. Share if you don't mind, because that's pretty effortless to be able to share this video and show it to other people. Because I did also try and make it so good that it was worth sharing. My friends and family would not be afraid or ashamed or be like, here's my friend cBas, the crybabies, wrist slitter crap. I didn't want that. I didn't want, oh, he's about to die. We got to save him before the clock. I wanted it to be go, go, go cBas, right? And I think I hit that as far as the video, and I think my friends really responded. And, I've kind of said this a couple times in a couple different ways, but it's very meaningful. You guys are saving my fucking life here. There's no thank you that could ever be strong enough, except that I will keep updating you and keep showing you that it's going to work. There is no way it can't. I don't know how or why yet. It just feels right. And I'm not big on how things feel or believing that, but I get a feeling from you guys that if you believe in me this much, there's no way this can fail. I mean, if nothing else, they'll turn up the volume on the chemotherapy. Maybe I will end up getting a little sicker from that, but like still controlling the cancer. Whatever this doctor says. And I will keep you updated on that, because in a week I'll be making an appointment, and I don't know how far in advance that will be, but I mean, getting the travel up there, I plan to take the train if I can, because I want it to be leisurely, kind of, and I want to do that train ride up to Seattle before I die, bucket list, whatever. It's a good train ride, and I've ridden it most of the way, but not all of the way. So I'll do a broadcast from here on the Coast of Starlight, because I have the capability, and look for one of these updates. cBas Mornings with cBas from like the Coast Starlight train in hopefully a couple weeks. I'm going to sign off. Thank you. Happy Tuesday, guys. If you haven't made it to sarcomedy.com, share the link, share the video. I would appreciate that. And donations obviously are saving my life. So thank you.